Hi, I'm Sonia Li. I come from a fine arts background. I'm an artist. I make sensory-based installations. So senses are tied in with perception and by extension the psyche. And the fundamental elements of sensory design are light, colors, touch, scent, sound, and temperature. So I think the best way to convey sensory design is through showing you examples of some of my favorite works that use sensory design as a basis to communicate experience. So artist Carla Cruz Diaz made this piece. It's called Chromosaturation, and it's an architectural environment where visitors are immersed in saturated color spaces. So colors are associated with emotions, and by extension, affecting the viewer's feelings and perceptions. So I'll show you a little video on this piece.
He invented the word physichromia or physichronie in French, which he was used to describe this experience in which two colors come together to create a third color. When you walk from one room to the next, you carry the color with you, and at some point they begin to mix and create a third color or a fourth color. So what the public should keep in mind is that they are the ones who complete the work, that the work does not exist without them. They are the experience.
So moving on. Oh, what happened?
It's the end of the video.
Oh no.
It's the end of the video.
Oh, there we go, okay. So this is Ernesto Neto at the Park Avenue Armory in 2009. And this piece is really amazing in presentation because it's simultaneously physical and sensual in the sense that it looks like a weird alien palace structure. But when you go within, you have these like giant, beautiful dangling sacks filled with spices that you can smell and touch and like tug on and like just play around with, which is really funny. But also each room is really different within the structure. So there's this one space that hosts this plush purple bed that you can lay in, and it's almost like the structure is like holding you, it's embracing you, and I think that's really beautiful. Okay, so let's see, moving on. So I made a piece at ITP before I graduated. I graduated in 2014, this year, by the way. So I made a piece. It's an interactive multi-channel sound installation titled Whale. And basically the experience consists of a subsonic vibrating bed within a sonic sound field. And so the users in complete darkness experience the whale sounds vibrating through them as well as running around them. So this is a little video on the piece. So, moving on. So this, it's 45 minutes. So this piece is called Cloudscape, and what I love about this this idea of climate engineering is that it's very ingenious. Actually, they blow through like 3 layers of different kinds of air into the space. So the bottom layer has dry and cool air, and the middle layer, which holds up the middle layer, which is the clouds, which has humid and warm air, with the top layer being like warm and dry air. So as you can see in this diagram, this is basically like the gist of the entire space, but it's really quite genius. So I'll just go through this really fast. So this is basically like what it looks like when you walk through this space, which is really awesome. And so lastly, I'd like to comment on Olafur Eliasson, who made this piece at the Tate Modern. It's called The Weather Project, and it's really amazing. It consists of a bank of mono-frequency lamps and mist that permeates the entire space. And so it's really amazing in terms of the experience, but also as like a social space. So this is like a tiny video of and you can see how giant this Tate Modern space is and like how amazing this must be in person. So lastly, I just want to comment that in terms of sensory design, I started doing sensory design because people have always complained to me that when they look at art, they don't understand what it means. So I started thinking about like, well, what do we all have? What do we have in common is like all of our senses. So that's when I started thinking about like sound and all of that. And you know, people don't always remember what you say or do, but they always remember how you make them feel. And I think that sensory design can be used to enhance psychological impact and perception. And also lastly, I'd like to say that I'm open to working on projects and would love to talk to you about incorporating sensory design into your experience. Thank you.